the Rwanda plan. Now, you may think this is a good plan or a bad plan, or went too far or not far enough, but nevertheless, they concocted a plan and it received the approval of Parliament. And then it is struck down because a court doesn't deem Rwanda to be a safe country. Now, I'm no expert on Rwanda and how safe it is, but I would have thought that judgment should exclusively be one for Parliament, rather than setting up Parliament against a court that can overrule it on that sort of matter of fact. So are we out actually now having, it sort of basically doesn't really matter what immigration policy Parliament sets. You can have some election between various political parties as we did in July, but as long as you've got this legal situation in place, none of it will ever come to pass anyway. You can't get a plane off the ground. And the second area is the civil...
Can we just continue that? Can we bring this home? Why are your council tax bills going to go through the roof? Why is Birmingham City Council bankrupt? It is bankrupt because of the other terrible piece of legislation that we didn't mention, the so-called Equalities Act. Again, the problem, it sounds lovely. But if you prioritize one group against other groups, you privilege minorities against the majority. But there's something even madder about the Equalities Act. And I didn't know this myself, and he didn't. It contains an equation. In fact, it contains 3 equations. Can you imagine an Act of Parliament that contains equations? What the equations do is something even madder. They embody one of the most discredited economic theories of all time, the Marxist theory of the labour theory of value. That labour has an intrinsic value separate from market value. And it's that, again, that enabled who to bankrupt Birmingham? Judges. Can you imagine that the financial policy and the wage rates of your council are not set by you, the people who've got to pay for it, through the ballot box and electing your councillors? They are set by judges who simply, to apply this equation, will bankrupt the second largest city in the kingdom. And they're about to bankrupt most of retail. This is deranged, and what is lovely, ladies and gentlemen, it's now catching the Labour Party. The Labour Party, you will remember, following on for once wisely from the Conservatives, wanted to do something about this absurdly inflating welfare budget for various disabled benefits. A judge comes in and said, unfortunately, you dared to mention that rather than considering the welfare of the disabled, you actually invoked the idea you might save some money. Therefore, what you were doing was illegal. In other words, the fundamental operations of government at every level are now challenged by judges. This is not what the law is about. This is not what the law should be about. It means that the entire political system is run by people that you can't control.
And can I just